You've earned an AWS certification. Congratulations! Now what? Show your employer, colleagues, and your customers that you've met the bar set by AWS experts. Add your digital badge to your professional profiles and email signature to highlight your skills. Share it on your social feeds to celebrate with your network. And offer verification via email or on your resume. Cloud skills are in demand, and you have them. Share your AWS certified achievement today.
I'm from Singapore.
From Vietnam.
AWS User Group Thailand.
I'm an AWS community builder.
I run the user group in Singapore as a community hero.
I'm an AWS community builder.
I love AWS community.
Go AWS.
I'm so proud that all the group members are very proactive to support each other.
I'm really passionate about making artificial intelligence and machine learning more accessible.
I'm also one of the AWS machine learning heroes around the world.
It's a global, positive and diverse community.
ผมเป็น Amazon Web Service Community Hero ประจำประเทศไทยนะครับ
The love of the technology and the friendship in the community.
Go AWS.
Hi, I'm Zian at binabati ko po ang ating mga manggagawa ng Happy Labor Day. Saludo po kaming nasa Boat Report page sa inyong lahat. Speaking of manggagawa, walong araw na lang at halalan 2022 na. Kaya dapat siguraduhin natin na ang bawat boto ay mabibilang ng maayos o walang anomalya o pandarayang mangyayari sa ating mga balota. Ilan sa mga anomalya na pwede niyong i-report sa amin ay errors ng voting machines, pre-shaded ballots, at pati na rin vote buying o ano pa mang pangampanin na mangyayari sa mismong araw ng halalan. Bawal ang mga yan. So how do you become a reporter? Para mag-report ng kahit anumang anomalya o pandarayang may connection sa election, maaari kayong mag-text sa amin. Send yes or send in your report using the format report, space, content of your report to these following numbers. Pwede rin kayong mag-email sa votereportph@cp-union.com. And guys, let's be responsible keyboard warriors. Gamitin ang mga hashtag natin, votereportph at Contradaya. Or di kaya mag-fill up ng form sa aming website that will be linked in the description below. O diba? Ang daming ways. Kaya kung may nakita mo yung something sus, i-report nyo agad sa amin. Karapatan natin bumoto bilang isang Pilipino malaya sa bansang may demokrasya. So let's vote wisely, and most importantly, let's vote safely.
Hi, I'm Emma from the AWS Account and Billing Support Team in Sydney. Sometimes customers ask me what is included in the AWS pre-tier and how they can use the pre-tier. Today, I'm going to talk about what you can use in the AWS pre-tier. Let's get started. As you can see, I'm on the AWS pre-tier website. The pre-tier is automatically activated for each new AWS account and it lasts for 1 year. While the free tier is active, you can try out many AWS services for free, which gives you the flexibility to experiment and see if AWS is right for you. Let's go through a few services covered in the AWS free tier. 750 hours of Amazon EC2 Linux, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, or SUSE Linux Enterprise Server, T2 micro instance uses. 750 out of Amazon EC2 Microsoft Windows Server T2 micro instance uses. 5 GB of the standard storage S3. 750 hours of Amazon RDS single AG micro DB instance running MySQL, MariaDB, PostgreSQL, Oracle BYOL, or SQL Server Express Edition. Please note that not all AWS services are covered under the free tier. Check the free tier offering to make sure the services you intend to use are covered. Here are some of the frequent questions that we receive from AWS customers. When does the AWS free usage tier expire? The AWS free usage tier expires 12 months from the date you sign up. When your free usage expired, or if your application use exceeds the free usage tier, you simply pay the standard pay-as-you-go service rate. If I don't use all my free usage for months, will it roll over to the next month? No, the AWS free usage tier is applied to your monthly usage, will expire on the first day of the new month, and does not roll over to the next month. How do I know how much I've used and if I've gone over the free usage tier? To see your current and past usage activity by service and region, please log into your Billing and Cost Management dashboard page. Then select Bills in the Billing console. To see your current and past usage activity by service and region, please log into your Billing and Cost Management dashboard page. You can type Billing. It will take you to the Billing and Cost Management dashboard page. Then select Bills in the Billing console. To see previous invoice, select the drop-down menu next to the date. Thanks for watching, and happy cloud computing from all of us here at AWS.
Hi, I'm Zian, at binabati ko po ang ating mga manggagawa ng Happy Labor Day. Saludo po kaming nasa Vote Report page sa inyong lahat. Speaking of manggagawa, walong araw na lang at halalan 2022 na, kaya dapat siguraduhin natin na ang bawat boto ay mabibilang ng maayos o walang anomalya o pandarayang mangyayari sa ating mga balota. Ilan sa mga anomalya na pwede niyong i-report sa amin ay errors ng voting machines, pre-shaded ballots, at pati na rin vote buying o ano pa mang pangampanan na mangyayari sa mismong araw ng halalan. Bawal ang mga yan. So how do you become a reporter? Para mag-report ng kahit anumang anomalya o pandarayang may connection sa election, maaari kayong mag-text sa amin. Send yes or send in your report using the format report, space, content of your report to these following numbers. Pwede rin kayo mag-email sa votereportph@cp-union.com. And guys, let's be responsible keyboard warriors. Gamitin ang mga hashtag natin, VoteReportPH at Contradaya. Or di kaya mag-fill up ng form sa aming website that will be linked in the description below. O diba? Ang daming ways. Kaya kung may nakita kayong something sus, i-report nyo agad sa amin. Karapatan natin bumoto bilang isang Pilipino malaya sa bansang may demokrasya. So let's vote wisely, and most importantly, let's vote safely.
You've earned an AWS certification. Congratulations! Now what? Show your employer, colleagues, and your customers that you've met the bar set by AWS experts. Add your digital badge to your professional profiles and email signature to highlight your skills. Share it on your social feeds to celebrate with your network. And offer verification via email or on your resume. Cloud skills are in demand, and you have them. Share your AWS certified achievement today.
I'm from Singapore.
From Vietnam.
AWS User Group Thailand.
I'm an AWS community builder.
I run the user group in Singapore as a community hero.
I'm an AWS community builder.
I love AWS community.
Go AWS.
I'm so proud that all the group members are very proactive to support each other.
I'm really passionate about making artificial intelligence and machine learning more accessible.
I am also one of the AWS machine learning heroes around the world.
It's a global, positive and diverse community.
ผมเป็น Amazon Web Service Community Hero ประจำประเทศไทยนะครับ
Hi everyone. Di ko expect may screen from previous event. But anyway, hi everyone. I'm Andresito de Guzman, the community lead for PWA Pilipinas. But before we begin, I'm going to share to you about our organization, PWA Pilipinas. So, we're PWA Pilipinas, a community for progressive web app makers, designers, and users here in the Philippines. And if you wanted to learn more about our events, just visit fb.com/PWA Pilipinas or on Twitter, twitter.com/PWA Pilipinas. So, we've made things much simpler for everyone. So, if you wanted to attend networking events, to meet new friends, right, in our community, we have a monthly PWA Pilipinas meetup. So always stay tuned for the next schedule. We also have PWA Pilipinas Live where we do live streams and just like this one. So it's a live event. And we also have workshops. No, recently we had a Figma workshop and we're going to have one soon. Pero baka in our anniversary month in August. So just make sure to stay tuned para sa latest updates. So, para hindi nyo ma-miss yung latest announcements and events, just make sure to visit app.pwpilipinas.org, create an account, and always check kung ano yung mga events natin for the upcoming months. Yan, so meron na rin tayong halos 1,500 members on that app. So, make sure to always check that para hindi nyo ma-miss yung mga events. Okay, so given you're watching live right now, we're going to give an e-certificate of participation just by registering and checking in during the event. So I believe you can check in now. The only thing you need to do is to visit the link that we've sent dito sa Facebook live. And just make sure to register, Tapos pag naka-register na kayo dyan, magkakaroon dyan ng button for you to check into the event. Tapos, editing na lang natin kung paano. Anyway, I'm going to share it to you. Okay. So, this is the app, So, if you're going to visit app.pwpilipinas.org, make sure to create an account. Tapos, click nyo lang yung events. And then once na-click nyo na yun, mahanap nyo yung event na Introduction to Progressive Web Apps, May 2022. Itong May 2022, hindi yung March, hindi yung mga previous months, yung May 2022. So, click nyo lang yan, tapos click nyo yung register. Tapos pag naka-register, okay, ito. So, register tayo. Wait nyo lang. Yun. Tapos, balik kayo ulit doon sa page na pinuntahan nyo kanina. Itong event na to, event page. Tapos click nyo lang yung attend event. Hindi pa pwede mag-check-in. Wait lang. Ayan. Fix ko lang yan. Para maka-check-in na tayong lahat. Okay. So, refresh lang natin. So, dapat, pag pwede na mag-check-in, may enable yung button for check-in. So, yan, enabled na siya. Click nyo lang yan. Tapos, mag-check-in na kayo. So once that's done, actually, pwede nyo i-download yung certificate pero mamaya na, Pwede nyo man siya i-download anytime. Anytime siya pwede i-download. So click nyo yung download my certificates, mada-download nyo na siya. Okay. If you have questions, feel free to leave them at the comment section. Babasahin natin yan, sasagutin natin yan. Diba? Kung may tanong kayo about web development, progressive web apps, about it, pwede kayong magtanong. Okay, so let's proceed. Bago tayo mag-proceed, share lang namin na yun nga, we've shared to you that in the past few weeks, PWA Pilipinas has helped, tumulong tayo sa election watchdog na Vote Report Philippines. So what we did there was to create yung monitoring system. So if you wanted to, at dahil tapos na yung election, so pwede nyo na makita yung results ng mga nakuha nating reports. So share natin yan. So if visit nyo yung votereport.ph.org, makikita nyo dito yung mga news articles and yung kung sino makita yung mga reports by place, by area, or yung mga charts, pwede nyo din yun makita dito. So for example, ayan, naglo-load pa yung data. So kung gusto niyo makita siya according to, let's say, yung pinakamarami, no, yung mga machine na nag-breakdown, pwede nilang hanapin VCM error. So, pwede siya select. So, makita niyo yung mga area kung saan merong VCM errors. So, ayan. Totoong may mga reports of, of election related fraud ng mga panahon na yun. So, gusto niyo makita yung mga reports, ayan, makita yung mga chart, visit niyo lang yung votereportph.org. So, sana ma-appreciate niyo kasi pinaghirapan ng team yan during the past few months. Ayun. So, let's now proceed sa ating presentation. So, I'm going to introduce to you progressive web apps. Para naman baka maging interested kayo bumuo ng web app, progressive web app para sa mga thesis ninyo or for work or for your business. Yun. Kung may tanong kayo feel free to ask. So, pakilala lang ako ulit. Ako si Andresito de Guzman, Community Lead sa PWA Pilipinas, and I'm also a cloud engineer for an AI company and also a hashtag Azure Heroes. And kung gusto niyo i-follow sa social media, it's me, Andresito lang yan. Okay. So, pakilala pa ba yun? Alam niyo na yun. So, diba, over the years, yung mga smartphone natin, along with the internet, had played an integral role in bridging humans together, diba? Regardless of how far we are from each other. In just a few taps, pwede ka na mag-send ng message sa mga friends mo or relatives mo via messenger. So, pwede ka mag-send ng mga pictures, videos, memes, stickers, diba? Of joy, sorrow, of hope, and everything in between. As long as you feel like sharing it, diba? Pwede na. And, diba? Ginamit na din natin yung mga devices natin to connect, para mag-work, para mag-play, kahit saan man tayo, diba? Kahit nasa bahay tayo or nasa traffic tayo before. And even, diba, as we fight yung mga challenges like yung virus outbreak from the past few years, no? And even as we recover from it, no, in our new normal. And we even got it as far as, diba, we're using our phones na to pay for almost everything. Truly, no, we're living that digital lifestyle. And syempre, yung nagda-drive ng lahat ng nagda-drive ng lahat ng changes na to sa ating society is yung mga native apps na kadalasan nating na-i-install sa mga app stores gaya ng Apple App Store, Google Play, Microsoft Store, at kung ano-ano pang mga digital stores yan. No? There's truly a saying na nga, diba, na if there's anything you need, then most likely there's an app for that. And yun na nga, no, that's the case na. Kasi given that there are thousands upon thousands of apps on these stores, no, talagang merong app kung ano mong kailangan mo. Yun. So, tingnan natin kung ano yung mga pros or benefits ng native apps. First is that it speaks the native language of the smartphone. Diba? Kung kumbaga, gumagamit siya ng mga languages like if nagpo-program kayo, no, like Java, Swift, diba? Yun yung ginagamit ng mga native apps. Second, it allows offline use. As long as dinownload mo lang yung app from the store, kadalasan or karamihan sa mga app na yun, pwede mo siyang gamitin anytime, anywhere. And also, it's engaging tsaka powerful. Bakit? Kasi may access siya sa camera mo, diba? Sa GPS, sa notifications, tsaka ito yung available sa mga stores. And yun nga, no, given na may mga pros yung native app, syempre, meron din siya mga cons. So, una muna, no, yun nga, kailangan mo i-install muna bago mo siya magamit. So, kunwari 5 gigs yung game or yung app. So, kailangan mo hintayin mag-download yung buong 5 gigs na yun, tapos i-install mo pa, tapos diba, yung mga hinihintay ka pa bago mo siya magamit. And also, size could be large. Kasi marami pa siyang kailangang isama doon na code. So, bakit kaya, tingnan naman kaya natin yung alternative na pwede nating tignan, no? Something familiar sa atin. So, let's try looking at the web. So, pag pinakita ko sa inyo to, if I show it to you, what do you know? If you show it to sa inyo or to anyone else, to somebody else, diba? Alam nila na link to. It's a URL to access Facebook on a browser. Diba? So it's very familiar kahit magtanong ka sa matanda or sa friend mo, alam nila kung ano yung www.facebook.co. So, tingnan natin yung ilan sa mga pros ng web app or web application. So, una, it's familiar. Kagaya nung sa pinakita kong URL ng facebook.com, madali siyang ma-identify. Hindi ba? Para siyang address. Second is that it works everywhere, 'di ba? As long as alam mo yung address, pwede mo siyang buksan sa phone mo, pwede mo siyang buksan sa tablet mo, pwede mo siyang buksan sa computer mo, and anywhere, 'di ba? Kung may ref ka na merong display na that can access the internet, 'di ba? Pwede mo din siyang buksan doon. And also, it works, yun na pala yung kanina, no? It's easy to share. Kasi yun nga, no, pwede kang mag-print nung URL, tapos ma-share mo lang, or QR code, or pwede nga i-send mo lang sa text, i-send mo sa messenger, madali mo na siyang ma-share agad-agad. And also, it's equally engaging these days, di ba? Kasi meron siyang tons and tons of content, di ba? Pwede ka manood ng mga movies, TV shows, magbasa ng mga manga, socialize with people from anywhere around the world. So it's equally engaging. But of course, there are also cons to web apps. Siyempre naman, di ba, hindi naman puro pros lang. Siyempre may cons din. So first is that, siyempre, kailangan mo ng internet at all times to use it. Kunyari, nawalan ka lang ng internet, yung pinapanood mong movie, wala na. Or nagsascroll ka lang sa Facebook, konti, wala na. Diba? And sometimes, hindi siya optimized for mobile. Let's say, medyo luma na yung site. Diba? So, pwedeng hindi siya ganun kaganda yung experience niya pag binuksan mo siya sa mga smaller form factors like phone. And also, no, internet could be expensive. Kasi, yun nga, given na kailangan mo ng internet palagi, internet can also play a big factor in accessing these types of web apps. Diba? Pero, no, given na may pros yung mga web apps and yung native apps, what if we try to combine the two pros, diba? Let's try getting yung, kumbaga, yung best part of each into a new type of platform. So what we get if we do that is a progressive web app. Yun. So yun i-discuss natin. So ano ba yung progressive web app? Well, no, it is your traditional web app. So ito yung parang traditional web app na alam mo, pero binigyan siya ng additional na parang ng tamang mga vitamins, no, para maging mas kapaki-pakinabang siya, nakagaya ng mga native apps, no. So binigyan siya ng functionality ng native apps. In short, no, PWA are your web apps but with progressive enhancement. So parang web app pa din siya pero kumuha tayo ng mga best practices na nanggaling sa native apps. Ayun, medyo total live naman tayo, magpapasok tayo ng shoutout. Sabi ni Kyla May Samson, good evening po. Ayan, so make sure to register and check in sa ating app, no, para maka-download niyo yung mga e-certs natin. Pero sana naman manood kayo kasi engaging naman tong talk natin. Pwede kayong mag-chat kung may mga tanong kayo, huwag kayong mahihiya. Diba? Sabi nga ni Susan Roses, rest in peace, huwag kayong mahihiyang magtanong, diba? Yan, kasi iba yung nagtatanong, mas diba, mas nai-enrich yung kaalaman nila. So, ano may mga features ng isang web app, progressive web app na, no? So, first is meron siyang kakayahan to work offline. Parang native app na din siya, so it can work offline. Also, we took a good feature from native apps, no? So it's also installable. So if you wanted to have that certain web app to your phone, you can now install it, right? And also it's engaging. Why? Because it now has the ability to access your device's features like yung camera, yung GPS, yung mga sensors actually pwede na din eh. And pwede niya i-access yung push notifications. So, pwede siya mag-send sa'yo ng mga notifications, like, kunyari may event ng 8 p.m. introduction to PWA. Pwede siya mag-send ng push notifications sa inyo para hindi kayo malate sa mga events. And also, no, it's smaller than most native apps. Why? Because, di ba, may mga built-in libraries na din kasi, and parang, tawag dito, may mga components na, di ba, na pwede natin gamitin to make our apps, web apps, mas small. Diba? Meron ng mga CDN. Diba? Kumbaga, optimized yung network to make our web apps load faster. Also, it's shareable through URLs. So, pwede mong i-share yung link ng progressive web app na yun sa friend mo. So, pwede niya gamitin agad, di ba? Tapos, yun nga, given na may URL siya, searchable na din siya sa web. O, di ba? Ang ganda. Okay, so let's try looking at some of the examples. So, ito yung sa international, no? So, meron tayo, first is yung Twitter. Sila yung iilan sa mga naunang progressive web apps talaga. So, if gusto mo ng lightweight version ng Twitter, pwede mo siyang buksan, twitter.com, tapos i-add to home screen or install mo lang siya. Tapos malalagay na siya sa phone mo. So, anong malalaman pag progressive web app siya? Kapag sinubukan mong mag-offline, tapos may nakita ka pa din, hindi mo nakita yung dinosaur if naka-Chrome ka. Yan. So, ibig sabihin nun, no, it works offline. So, yan. If gusto mo ng lightweight version ng Twitter, pwede mo siyang i-open or i-add to home screen mo siya. Second naman, meron tayong Instagram. Yan, sa mga, di ba kasi merong iba't ibang klase ng tao eh. Merong mahilig mag-share. Meron namang mahilig lang na mag-scroll or mag-view ng Instagram. So if ganun kang type of person, di ba, baka pwedeng mas i-utilize mo yung mas lightweight na version ng Instagram. So i-visit mo lang instagram.com, tapos i-add to home screen or install mo lang yung Instagram. And then, di ba, it's almost like native app na. Yun. So ang kagandahan nun is you have more space to install other apps or download more songs. Di ba? And ito pa, isa pa, so Tinder. Yan, kung nagti-Tinder kayo, di ba, yung swipe left, swipe right. Kung gusto nyo mag-swipe left or mag-swipe right ng lightweight lang sa inyong mga device, no? Tinder.com, add to home screen or install nyo na yan. At mas magaan talaga yung ano niya, no? Magaan siya sa phone. So, kumbaga kung casual ka lang gumamit, bihira ka gumamit, so pwede mo siyang install instead ng regular app na sobrang laki, sobrang invasive nung permissions. Ito mas lightweight siya. Pero syempre dito sa Philippines, meron din tayong mga alternative. No? First is dito sa industries. So ayan, no? So if mahilig kayo sa 7-Eleven or mag-grocery, sino ba hindi ayaw mag-grocery? So, meron silang service, no, na 7-Eleven Click Grocery. So, visit nyo lang yung clickgrocery.com. Tapos, ang kagandahan nito is, kunwari nag-order ka sa online via the progressive web app, no. Tapos, i-claim mo na siya dun sa store. Ngayon, offline ka. Ang good thing dito is, ipapakita niya sa'yo yung code to claim yung grocery mo. Kahit offline ka, makikita mo pa din yung code na yun. So, hindi mo kailangan ng internet to claim yung grocery. Pwedeng i-open mo lang sa bahay, i-choose mo na yung order mo, tapos pagpunta mo ng 7-Eleven, kahit walang internet, makiklaim mo pa din yung pinamili. Diba? Galing. And meron pa tayo isa, GoGo Express. Yan. Sa mga magagandang progressive web apps, no. Pwede kang magpadala ng any package anywhere in the Philippines, no. So pwede mo i-add to home screen yan, tapos kapag may kailangan ka i-send na package, pwede mo sila i-send anywhere in the Philippines. Ganun lang kadali. Wala kang kailangan i-install na app from the Play Store or App Store. Kailangan mo lang siya i-add to home screen. So magaan siya, lalo na 'di ba? Kung hindi ka naman laging nag-send ng package, mas okay na mas yung lightweight version na lang yung kunin mo. Yun. Pero syempre, meron din tayo sa transportation. Ayan, meron tayong Travel Philippines, given na medyo lumuluwag-luwag na sa Pilipinas, hindi ba? So, baka pwede nyo hanapin yung next travel destination nyo. Visit nyo na yung app.philippines.travel, add to home screen nyo na yan para pag nabobore kayo at kasi maghanap ng pupuntahan next week. Pwede nyo lang i-visit yan anytime, anywhere on your phone. Yan. Visit nyo na yung app.philippines.travel. Ito, isa pang lagi ko itong ine-example. Kasi ang convenient and talaga na-showcase yung capabilities ng progressive web app. So, ito yung ginawa kong project trend. So, for example, nasa LRT1 ka, kasi ginawa siya for LRT1. And gusto malaman yung location mo, saan ka bababa, and gaano katagal pa yung train ride before ka umabot sa final na station na pupuntahan mo. So, pwede mo siyang i-visit. Ang good thing nito is it works offline. So, pwede mo siya i-add to home screen. Tapos, ginagamit yung GPS sa phone mo para i-track real-time yung pupuntahan mo. O, di ba? Ang galing. So, walang kailangan install, no? So, kung nagmamadali ka, hindi mo siya nabuksan kaagad, ang kailangan mo lang gawin is open mo lang yung URL na yan, tapos ilagay mo agad yung destination mo. Actually, di mo na kailangan ilagay kung asang station ka currently kasi kaya nyo nang i-determine kung saan nearest station ka ng LRT. O, di ba? Ang galing. Tapos, pwede mo din i-share. Actually, pwede mo i-share yung URL to your friends. So, pwede nyo i-track yung ride mo in real time. O, di ba? Okay, so visit nyo lang yan, no? trend.andresito.xyz. Yan, walang ads yan. Okay, so let's proceed naman sa food and beverage industry. So syempre, meron tayong mga examples sa Philippines ng progressive web apps about food is about food or drinks. So una na dyan is yun nga, Starbucks PH Rewards. So if mahilig kayo mag-Starbucks, di ba, caramel macchiato. Ayan. Siyempre, di ba? Ano ba? Wala pala yung wallet ko. Meron sila, di bang parang card, Starbucks na card. So, instead na yun yung gagamitin mo, pwedeng itong progressive web app na to yung gagamitin mo. So, i-visit mo lang yung starbuckscard.ph, ililink mo lang yung card mo, tapos kahit iwan mo yung wallet mo, yung card mo, pwede ka pa din bumili sa Starbucks, i-view mo lang yung card na yan. Tapos papakita mo lang sa cashier. Diba? Ang galing. So, pwede ka din mag-reload dyan. So, for example, dala mo yung card pero walang laman and ayaw mo nang mag-cash in dun sa barista. So, pwede ka na mag-reload dito gamit yung debit card mo or credit card mo. So, mas madali. Ayun. Syempre naman, meron din iba pang use case yung progressive web apps. Hindi lang siya practical, pero it actually helps us augment experiences. So isa na dito yung sa museums and galleries. So first nito is yun nga, let's say for example na papunta ka ng museum, 'di ba? And gusto mo medyo introvert ka and ayaw mo makipag-usap sa mga tao, pero gusto mo i-appreciate yung art. So ito yung isa sa mga proof of concept na ginawa ko for the National Museum of Fine Arts. Yan. So, yung Project Museum. So, ginagamit niyo yung computer vision. So, ginagamit niyo yung camera ng phone niyo. Try ko din siya sa phone ko. To actually allow you to explore yung different paintings and sculpture sa National Museum. Though hindi nila to endorsed, pero diba, just imagine kung ano yung pwede po pang gawin sa isang progressive web app. Ayan. So, hindi lang gumagana sa akin yung QR code. Pero pwede natin i-open yung URL. So, try natin yun. Ay, na-read niya. Ay, pala, basa niya. Okay, so try natin. Ayan. So, ino-open ko na siya dito. Ayan. So, you can see, nag-load na siya. So, binoblur nung camera ko yun. Tanggalin ko nga itong virtual back. Okay. Yan. So, ayan na-open yun na. So, i-click ko lang yung explore. Ayan. So, naglo-load to. Naglo-load pa siya. Ayan. Loading. So, habang naglo-loading yan, syempre, pwede ka na mag-ikot-ikot, no? Sa, let's say, pasok ka na, or hanap ka na ng gusto mong wing, kasi, di ba, may iba't ibang section doon. So, let's try looking at different artworks. So, ito, tatry ko siyang scan. So, ayun, na-access ng web app yung camera ko. So, pwede ko lang itapat to sa kung anumang sculpture or painting. Pwede din siya itry dyan sa pinapakita ko ngayong structure. No? So, ito daw. Ayan. So, nawala na. Pero ayan siya. Retablo siya. It is an upright panel, intricately carved and highly decorated. O, di ba? And if I wanted to learn more, pwede ko lang ibuksan yung links na nandun. So, talagang enriching yung experience. Right? Yun. So, pwede pa din i-try to dito. Ayan, pwede ko din siya i-try dyan. And, syempre, sa Spoliar, pwede ko din siya i-try. Diba? Galing. Okay. Yung given na we've seen the different use cases for progressive web apps, let's have a deeper look at the word progressive. Syempre, hindi lang naman ginawa lang yung word na progressive web app for nothing. So, progress means to move forward or onward movement towards a certain destination. So, yun nga, ang sabi dito ni Alex Russell, so siya gumawa ng word na progressive web app, kasama yung kanyang jowa na si Tama ba? Nakalimutan ko yung pangalan. But, may kasama siya to name it. Napin nga natin. Sorry, nakalimutan ko. Ayan. Okay. Mabisa naman tayo. Ayan. Okay, so basta pinangalan nila, no, share ko sa inyo mamaya. Ayun, si Frances. Ayun, Frances. Tama. Alam mo to, sorry po. Nanonood sila. So, these apps, sabi niya, these apps aren't packaged and deployed through stores. They're just websites that took all the right vitamins. They keep the webs ask when you needed permission model and add new capabilities like being top level in your task switcher on your home screen and in your notification tray. So users don't have to make this heavyweight choice up front and don't have to sign up for something dangerous just by clicking on a link. Sites that want to send you notification or be on your home screen have to earn that right over time as you use them more and more. So they become progressively apps. Yun. So, gaya na sinasabi ko, so lahat siya nag-uumpisa sa parang web app lang. Pero habang tumatagal na de-develop na siya into kumbaga in-earn yung trust mo. So let's say for example, yun nga, web app lang siya pero nanghingi siya sa'yo ng camera. If you trust that web app, so i-grant mo siya ng permission na yun para ma-access niya yung camera for example. And if gusto niya naman na maging parte siya ng apps mo, 'di ba, sa launcher, so you also have to give it the permission para i-add siya dun sa home screen. So hindi mo kailangan mag-decide agad, unlike, 'di ba, unlike yung mga apps na nasa store na kailangan mo agad i-install muna, bigyan mo na ng permission before mo siya magamit. So 'di ba, mas mahirap 'yun kasi kailangan mo muna ibigay halos lahat ng bagay bago mo siya magamit. Pero ito, 'di ba, i-ano mo muna siya, gamitin mo muna siya bago mo siya i-install. Okay, so yun nga, the progression. First, the site begins life as a regular tab. It doesn't have superpowers, but it is already built using progressive app features like being secure, yung TLS, also service workers that I will discuss maya-maya. Meron siya ng mga manifest, responsive design. Next is, when the user frequently uses the app, the user can keep it to the device. So parang install or add to home screen. Third naman, when you launch it from your home screen, these apps blend into their environment. They're top level, they can launch in full screen and can work offline. And of course, they work offline after step 1, but mas feel mo na para silang apps. Kasi, 'di ba, nasa home screen mo na sila, etc. So ito yung example, if you tried using yung example kanina dun sa train na proof of concept, so it starts just by you, 'di ba, visiting that web app. So you can already use it if you'd like to, and if you find it useful, pwede mo siyang i-add to home screen. I-add mo siya to home screen. Pero if feeling mo hindi ka nasasakay ulit ng train, pwede mo siyang hindi din i-install, 'di ba? So hindi mo kailangan to decide upfront to install it or keep it to your home screen. Hindi mo siya kailangan gawin. Pwede mo gamitin mo muna siya, use it a couple of times, and if you find it useful, 'di ba? Tsaka mo siya install. So mas okay yung ganun kasi hindi magiging cluttered yung phone mo. Di kagaya, 'di ba, ngayon na parang lahat kailangan may app tapos sobrang puno na agad yung phone mo. Ito, it still needs to earn your trust before it can be a part of your app list or installed apps. Yan. So, for example, nakita ko siyang useful, So, pwede ko na siya i-add to home screen. So, the next time na sasakay ako, i-launch ko na lang siya sa home screen ko. And then, pwede ko na siyang gamitin ulit. Tapos, pwede ko din siyang i-manage kagaya ng iba kong apps. O, diba? So, alam na natin, yung word that, kung bakit siya progressive. Now, we're going to discuss bakit tayo gagawa ng progressive web apps, So, we have different reasons. First is that it works on all form factors. And kagaya na nakita nyo sa phone, di ba? It works on cheaper devices. It works on desktops, phones, appliances, smart appliances, everywhere, di ba? And it's also ubiquitous. Hindi kagaya ng, kunwari, app na available lang sa iOS, or available lang sa Android, or available lang pang desktop. Ito, pwede mo siyang buksan kahit saan. Yun nga, no? And ganun din, platform independent. So, kung naka-Windows ka, naka-Mac ka, naka-Apple ka, or naka-Android, iOS, kung anumang OS yun, you can still use it, right? And also, it's cheap and accessible, right? So, you don't need to buy an expensive device just to enjoy a web application, right? And also, we have these upcoming devices, new devices, right? And being able to build for them is also a nice thing. Okay, so why would you build naman a progressive web app here in the Philippines? First, no, it's convenient for your users. Why? Because you don't have to install it first. Kasi di ba minsan data mo 20 MB lang, gusto mo install 50 MB. Tapos hindi pa natapos, hindi pa nagamit. Diba? But if you use a progressive web app, you can immediately use that web app and have it and install it already. So it's way better. And also it's faster because yun nga, no, you don't have to install it upfront. So that means that gamitin mo agad, right? Next is that Philippines has slow and expensive internet. No. The good thing nga lang is magkakaroon na tayo ng space. Ano naman yun? Yung sa SpaceX, right? Yung kanilang internet service. So, Starlink, yun. So, but still, it's expensive. Di ba? So, parang kahit na meron tayong solutions upcoming to solve yung internet speed, it still is expensive. So, being able to create a solution that's accessible for everyone, di ba? Mas maganda yon. And next is that it works in all platforms. Yun nga, kaya sabi ko, pwede siya sa Android, iOS, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, ano pa ba, di ba? Halos lahat. Kasi lahat naman may browser. It's also starting to become capable, just like native apps. So, pwede nyo na i-access yung camera, yung fingerprint sensor, pwede na nga halos eh. Yung sensor, yung ano pa ba, yung GPS, etc. Pwede nyo na i-access. Hindi ba? And wala pa masyado progressive web apps here in the Philippines. Although may mga pinakita ko sa inyong proof of concepts, mas maganda kung Philippines, di ba, would make a progressive web app as the number one platform of choice. Di ba? So yun, given na I've told you why would you build one, let's try to look at some of the fundamental building blocks ng isang progressive web app. Ito medyo technical siya ng konti. So yun nga, first is you need to have a web app. So, ano ba kaibahan ng web app sa website? Ang web app mas interactive, 'di ba? Mas interactive siya, may pwede siya magkaroon ng backend, pwede siya magkaroon ng engaging content. Yun, it's a web app. 'Di ba? So, yun no. Aside from that, you just need to add a little bit more. So, kailangan syempre responsive siya. Kasama na yun, no? Also, it needs to run on HTTPS. So, it needs to be secure by default. So, dapat secure na siya agad from day one. Next is, it needs to have a web manifest. So, mamaya i-discuss natin itong ibang nandito, no? But yung web manifest is if nagde-develop kayo ng application for Android or iOS, di ba? Meron siyang parang manifest na nandun yung nandun mo dinedeclare yung ibang metadata. So, may ganun ding thing ngayon, yung web apps. And also, it has a service worker. So, yung service worker, it's like a script that acts as a middleman between your application and the network. So, it basically allows it to work offline. Tapos, yun nga, ito optional lang. No, pwede mo din siyang budburan pa ng konting web APIs, like pwede mo i-access yung camera, yung geolocation, etc. So, pwede kang mag-add as needed doon sa web app mo. So, given na ano siya, no, it's really a different type of platform from your usual na web app, no. What we need to think now is we have to think of it as if it was a native app development. So, pag nagde-dev tayo, 'di ba? If you're accustomed to building a single page application, it's almost like that, no? mas close siya doon. To the fact na you need to design yung parang shell, 'di ba? Yung shell, yung HTML, CSS, JavaScript nung web app na hiwalay siya dun sa data part. So wala pang data. So lahat ng script to make it interactive, andun na siya sa ipapadala mo dun sa device. Kasi yun yung i-cache mo, 'di ba? Yun yung parang i-install mo dun sa device ng user. So ito yung kaibahan from your usual web app na dati, 'di ba, parang pag nagpi-PHP ka, 'di ba, na pinapadala sa iyo, is yung naka-design. Although may mga web apps tayo, progressive web apps tayo na ganoon. Pero usually karamihan to enable yung mas rich feature set pag offline is to still use yung SPA pa din, or yung parang single page application na i-store mo sa client. So ito nga siya, so yung gagawin mo lang dito, yung parang sa left side, yung parang app shell. So ito yung HTML, CSS, JS part ng web app mo. So yung isi-save mo yun sa device ng user, tapos pag may internet siya or wala, 'di ba? Tsaka ka lang kuha ng data pag meron. So ganun, pag may interaction siya, i-send mo lang siya. Mag-i-ajax ka lang. Yon. So, ano yung mga front-end frameworks or libraries that you can use to build a progressive web app? Given na it's a platform, so you can actually use any of the libraries or frameworks na alam mo. So, if maalam ka na sa React.js, pwede yun. Kung maalam ka sa Vue, kung maalam ka sa Solid, it doesn't matter as long as you can build for the web. Pwede mo nang gamitin siya agad. And may mga tools pa, other front-end frameworks like Flutter that's upcoming na pwede mo din gamitin to build a progressive web app. So, unlike yung sa native apps na, 'di ba, pili lang, ito, kahit na anong framework na comfortable ka, pwede mo siyang gamitin. Ayun, so let's discuss each parts, Yun nga, yung manifest na sinabi ko kanina. So it contains yung info or yung metadata about your progressive web apps like icon, yung name nun, tapos kung ano yung gusto mong URL or yung parang pinaka-page na gusto mo siya mag-start, ilalagay mo siya dyan. So it's just a JSON file that the browser will retrieve so that it would know ano yung background color, etc. So that when it installs it, yun yung gagamitin niya. Tapos meron pa tayo next, yung service worker. So ito yung sinabi kong script kanina. So it acts like a proxy or like a middleman between your app and the network. So basically, for example, nilagay ko sa script na yun na gusto ko i-store lahat ng assets, yung HTML, CSS, JS, para gumana siya offline. So doon ko siya ilalagay. So may iba't ibang recipe ito. For example, gusto mo, kunwari ayaw mo talaga na i-store lahat ng assets, or gusto mo i-store lang yung images, so pwede mo din gawin yun. It's just about making it work even when you're offline. So nasa sa'yo na yun kung ano yung gusto mo i-store, but as long as you show something when the user is offline, okay na yun. And meron tayong tools to help us out with that. So we have Workbox. So it is a tool built by Google to help us create yung script na to. Kasi if you would do it manually, it can be hard and, 'di ba? Medyo mahirap siya if you would develop it or write it na ikaw. Unless kung gusto mo ng customizability for it. Pero if hindi, gusto mo agad mag-build ng progressive web app, you can use tools like Workbox to make it much better for you. Yan. So, mayroon lang siyang script, to actually delete or add yung mga files to be cached sa browser. So, that what makes it usable. Ayun. So, syempre, hindi tayo mag-deep dive ng sobra into this. Pero if you wanted to learn more about progressive web apps, if gusto matuto kung paano mag-build, ano yung mga best practices pa, so yung Microsoft, meron silang 30 days of PWA, nag-start siya ng February 14, nag-end siya ng March 14. Ba yun? Tama ba? So, nag-end siya ng March. So, pwede nyo siyang i-view, Visit nyo lang yung ak.ms/learn-pwa/30-days-blog. So, andun siya. So, ang ganda nito kasi super duper organized yung mga topics, and it's really written in a way that's simple as possible. So, you can learn from that. So, meron din sila mga activities that you can follow para matuto kayo to build one. Ayun. So, if meron naman kayong progressive web app and you wanted to take it to the stores, so example, naunang gumawa ka muna ng PWA, pero gusto mo rin siyang dalhin sa mga stores, pwede din naman yun. No? Pwede mong gamitin yung tool na ginawa ni Microsoft to help you create a package that you can send to your to different stores. So visit nyo lang yung pwabuilder.com. It's free and it's GUI siya. So wala kang kailangan gawing code or something. So siya na yung bahala gumawa ng packages para mas madali. So ang kailangan mo na lang isipin is siguro yung fee na kailangan bayaran sa mga stores. So yung mismong assets, like yung screenshot, di ba may kailangan siya screenshot. So yun lang yung kailangan mong ihanda. Actually, alis hindi na kasi siya yung bahala eh. Nagbibigay na din siya ng mga different sizes of icons. Pero yung screenshot, ikaw pa din doon. No? Pero at least, di ba, you remove the big part of creating the package. So, if kunwari meron kang laptop na hindi kaya yung Android Studio, pwedeng dito ka na lang gumawa ng package for your PWA. Pwede mo siya i-distribute sa iba't ibang stores. Ayun. If you wanted to learn more about our event, meron din tayong PWA na ginawa na pwede mo i-add to home screen. Yan. Visit mo yung app.pwapilipinas.org or i-download mo siya via Google Play or Microsoft Store. Hanapin nyo lang yung PWA Pilipinas. Yan. So, invite kami ng iba't ibang speakers all over the world para i-share sa atin kung ano yung progressive web app. So, eto, kasama natin dati dito isa sa ating mga speakers from the Technical Architecture Group, yung gumagawa ng mga web standards. So, 'di ba? So hindi mo na kailangan bumiyahe abroad to have or watch, 'di ba, yung mga quality content. So kailangan mo lang manood ng live. 'Yun, and enjoy. Yan. So if you have questions, given na tapos na yung feel free to ask. Ayun, kung may questions kayo. And if hindi pa kayo nagre-register, just make sure to visit yung sinend nating link. Ayan. Kung may questions kayo, feel free to ask na ngayon before we end the program. So, open nyo na yung link. So, ito yung mag-open dyan, Kung nag-register kayo, ito yung mag-open dyan. So, click nyo lang yung check-in. And then, once that's done, click nyo lang yung download certificate. Tuk! So, i-generate nyo na yung certificate nyo. And then, once that is done, mata-download nyo na yung PDF version ng certificate agad-agad. Kung hindi na kailangan hintayin yung email namin, you can download it right away. Ayun. If may questions pa tayo dyan, let's wait a little bit. Wala na, sige. So, for sure next month, hopefully meron ulit tayong introduction to progressive web app. If mga friends pa kayo na gusto matuto ng PWA, definitely they can just watch this event live, so they can ask live and they can have their certificates then. So just make sure to stay tuned sa ating web app, PWA na app. And yun, stay tuned for our anniversary month because it will be a hybrid event. So, meron tayong location where we will be having speakers. Pero it would still be, a part of it would still be live. So, stay tuned for that. Ayun. Okay, so since wala nang question, I'm Anisito de Guzman, the community lead for PWA Pilipinas. And sana nag-enjoy kayo yung gabi. Alam kong naging mahirap yung mga past few weeks for everyone. And kami din na nag-handle ng mga reports about the election, naging mahirap din sa amin yun given na 'di ba of what happened during the election. But we have to move forward. We're not moving on, but we're moving forward, 'di ba? We're ready for for what's gonna happen next. We have to prepare for what's coming next, diba? We have to be progressive. Ayun, so tuloy-tuloy lang. And we will always try to give you the best that we can every month. So make sure to always support us. And maraming salamat kahit konti tayo ngayon. At least, di ba, we're there to still learn. We're still here to be with each other. So yeah, tuloy kapit lang. And yun, I'm Alicito De Guzman, the community lead for PWA Pilipinas. Kita-kits tayo sa Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. So, bye-bye.
You've earned an AWS certification. Congratulations! Now what? Show your employer, colleagues, and your customers that you've met the bar set by AWS experts. Add your digital badge to your professional profiles and email signature to highlight your skills. Share it on your social feeds to celebrate with your network. And offer verification via email or on your resume. Cloud skills are in demand, and you have them. Share your AWS certified achievement today.